impact in HR, leadership, the teams that you have, the organization that you work with. So now is an opportunity to really take those individual and personal things that you might see as challenges or challenges for the organization that you need to take back and work on. So David is going to be my partner in this last session. Let me tell you a little bit about David. And I'm really hoping that he'll give us a couple of minutes to also do a little bit of a commercial on Iceland, if you would, to tell us who our strongest partner is in this event. We'd like to know a little bit more about it. So David Reed is the Director of Research and Curriculum for the ICLIF Leadership and Governance Center. He's over 25 years in companies like General Electric, DHL, most recently in Johnson & Johnson, where he served as the Global Chief Learning Officer. He established the Johnson & Johnson China Talent Center in Shanghai, managed GE's leadership programs in Crotonville, no small task there, New York, led leadership centers in Hong Kong, Mumbai, Sydney, Singapore, and Tokyo. Boy, I thought I got around. My 60 countries, my goodness, you must pale me in that one. My goodness sakes, you've been everywhere here. And designed the leadership curriculum framework for the Central Bank of Malaysia and facilitated a strategic session for the leadership team of a billion-dollar healthcare company. Oh, I'm curious about which one that one was. At the prestigious 2012 American Society for Training and Development in Denver, Colorado, David presented his research on 90-10 talent management. We got a little glimpse of that earlier, didn't we? Getting 90% of your people to perform like the top 10%. He is the co-author of Camera Lights Action and served in an editorial capacity for the Productivity Digest and the Singapore Productivity Casebook. What can we not learn from David? My goodness sakes, I'll just sit down. So David, please join me up here.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you'll take just a moment and tell us about ICLIF.
Okay. Oh, first of all, thank you again.
Oh, you're so welcome.
We were talking so much about attraction and retention, and I thought I'd tell you a little attraction story. How many of you here know of this organization? HRLC Leadership and Governance. Anyone? No one, right? Not surprising, because 18 months ago, I have absolutely no idea what HRLC is all about. Absolutely no idea. But this gentleman called Rajiv Bashavaria called me up and says, we have a mutual friend. I used to work for Dr. Steve Kerr. He used to be the GE, Chief Learning Officer, and Rajiv did too. So I said, well, you know what, if nothing else, at least I should be respectful and polite and meet someone who seems really, really interesting. So we had dinner about 18 months ago. And I said, if he offers me a job, is he kidding me? I'm in Johnson & Johnson. I'm the Global Chief Learning Officer. Do you know how much sacrifice I put in to get there? Are you kidding me? Am I going to join this firm I have absolutely no idea about, based somewhere in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur? I don't think so. But I was polite. And I had my dinner with Rajiv. And as we were chatting, he said something really interesting to me. He started sharing with us, or at least with me, his vision of what HRLC is all about. And he says, look, this century is the century of Asia Pacific. Things are happening here that's never ever going to be seen in the history of man. Absolutely right. The challenges you guys face are unique and special to India, just as the challenges that Chinese people are facing is unique and special to China, as in Singapore, as in Malaysia, as in Japan, as in, you name it. Why isn't there enough knowledge about Asia and the challenges it meets being written about? Why is there so little research done by people who are actually living, breathing, and working in Asia? So he started telling me this. David, can you imagine that you are going to be surrounded by some of the smartest, brightest people around? And yes, today, by the way, on my right is Kate Sweetman, of which I think some of you have already met. Harvard Business editor, extremely smart woman, has a course about diversity. She's passionate about it and wants to make a difference in the world, starting with Asia. So Kate today is living in Asia. Big difference. When you're out there in the US and we are living here, you look at things very differently. On my left is this other guy, a Harvard business professor, Nabil, who just won 7 times in a row the Best Teacher Award in that school. And we have Rajiv himself, which you all had the pleasure of meeting. You know where he's coming from. Just a great mind, but also a practitioner. Not just of the kucing kurat, as we say in Singapore, the kucing kurat, the run of the mill companies. He comes from Goldman Sachs. Right? It doesn't get any better, right? He comes from Coca-Cola, and I know there was someone here. You must be proud of him too. Well, isn't it proud when you have an Indian national who is able to fly and spread his wings to make a difference from a global position? So I'm very, very fortunate because I continue to be surrounded by some of the best people who are based in Kuala Lumpur, living and breathing the Asian air, getting excited about it, doing research, and then translating this into practical, implementable solutions. And what really excited me is the small difference, but I think the important difference that we in eCliff can make by growing leaders and through them making a difference to people's lives. We heard a little bit about what Pravin said, that HR is a calling, and that when you help someone, you are giving a person a job, you're also helping make their dreams come true for them and their families. Leaders can also do that, and so much more. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the reason why I decided to join this company, which I now know is called the eCliff Leadership and Governance Center. All right, so that's a little bit about eCliff. We are in an exciting phase of today. Here's what we are going to do. I think many of you got your aha moments. Yeah? At this point in time, you have to say yes. Whether you believe it or not, say yes. You know why? Because I believe you have an aha moment. It's down there somewhere. Do you have it? Do you have it? I don't believe you. Okay, I'll believe you. Because deep down there somewhere, you've heard this. And what we are going to try to do together is to help you articulate your aha moment. But most importantly, ideas change the world. I think that's a wrong statement. Ideas drive actions that change the world. So what we are going to do in this particular exercise to help you articulate your aha moment and then translate it into practical, implementable actions. Here's the only caveat I ask you all to do. When you're thinking about your aha moment, please take away, with a lot of pride and respect, your HR hat. Put it on the table. Can you all do that right now? Put your HR hat on the table. Because I want you to wear the hat of the business and the people that makes your business come alive. Forget about HR. Forget about supply chain. We are talking about your business. So look at it from that perspective. What value, what difference can you make to your business and the lives of the people that are in your business? So think about it from that perspective. Here's how the process goes, yeah? I'm going to give you, in each of your table teams, about 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes, I want you to go around with each and every single person contributing an aha moment and sharing with your table team how you're going to implement this. How are you going to make it practical? Here's an example. If you like the idea of fellowship that was discussed, how do you conceptualize it? And, can you imagine? I'm going to talk to my boss. You are my line leader, right? Hey, CEO, I heard this great talk about fellowship. There was a great speaker down there. He was saying stuff about spiritual connections and psychological behaviors. And what were the other stuff he said? If you are the CEO, how interested are you in this stuff? Thank you. You all heard, hey, that was a plug for me. You all should have heard that statement. Very important. No, but seriously, so you know where I'm going from? We need to translate our language, things that excites us about HR, but it's just an idea. How do we make what we've learned here practical and implementable and valuable to your line people? That's what I want you all to do. So it's not just about fellowship. It's about, here are the 4 traits of the leader. Here are 4 reasons why people will want to follow you, Mr. CEO. And here are the 2 or 3 behaviors that you are doing that's stopping people from following you, from being inspired by you. Now, that's a conversation you can have. That's implementable. That's practical. I don't know whether it's valuable for your career or not, but good luck to you, that one. But have the honest conversation with your boss, and if you have the credibility, and if you're truly a business partner, they will want to hear your view because you are a thought leader. Make sense? So I hope you are excited about this. 15 minutes, go around the table, get an aha moment from everyone, and for that particular aha moment, tell us how you're going to implement it, how are you going to present it, how are you going to share it in your company. If you're not quite ready to implement it, your action item could be, I want to talk to the speaker more. I want to understand this a little bit more. But if you are prepared to implement it, then start thinking, what's that first step you will take? All right? Are you all ready to go? All right. Your HR hat still out on the table? Very good. Then enjoy yourself. You got 15 minutes.
So just to clarify here, you're not just writing down those aha moments. You're also talking about how you will implement them once you get back to your offices. So make yourselves really clear that it's not just about making a list. How are you going to do this? What are you going to do with this information? How will you take it forward?
At the right time in the right company to become an icon of superior service in this country.
He is the global authority on uplifting service and building superior service cultures. This is Ron Kaufman.
We are going to start. Ladies and gentlemen, here's how we're going to start. Everybody take a seat. Everybody please take a seat. Thank you. Everybody. What about everybody please take a seat that you all don't understand? Just let me know. I am. What a taskmaster I am. Thank you for being patient with me. All right, here's what you do. Listen to these instructions. Everyone raise your right hand. Are you all seated, by the way? Everyone needs to be seated. Are you all seated? Everyone raise your right hand, and I want you to just point to one person in your table team. Just point to that one single person. Go. Just point to anyone. The person who has the most fingers pointing at them, tell them congratulations. They are now the presenter of your tables. Yeah? Well done. Woo! Okay, don't get too excited now. The show is... by the way, you can't do it this way. There's no 360. Choose one. Okay. No. Good try. I leave you all to decide. Okay, settle down now. Here's what we are going to do next. We're going to watch a short video. After we watch this short video, aside from your presenter, the rest of you gets this opportunity to do this World Cafe or, gallery walk kind of thing. So as an example, who's your presenter here? Who's that? Why am I not surprised, my friend? I hope you're paying attention to every single person because you are going to present on behalf of your group. Yeah. Lesson number 1, don't go outside at the wrong time. You get volunteered to do wonderful, wonderful stuff. Yeah. See, we teach stuff in this class, in this group. Okay, I like you all very much now. Okay, so here's the deal. You will hang around here. The rest of your members will go over to this table to listen. Who's your presenter? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. So you listen to her, and then when time is out, we keep on going this way until you finish all 3 tables. Process simpler? All right, so couple of things still. Presenters, I know, presenters, this is the first time you're going to present these ideas. It will not be perfect. Who cares, right? But do it in about 5-6 minutes because when time is out, time is out. I'm going to move you guys on. But I guarantee you, by the second practice and by the third practice, you'll be perfect. All right? Are you all ready to watch this video? Some of you may have watched this before. So if you have, please don't give away the answer. But what I would like you to do is to look at the reactions of others who have not watched it before. Are you all ready to go? Okay, here we go.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
So how many passes did the team in white make? How many? 11? Good try. 13? Perfect. That's the perfect answer. You got number 1. You got the right answer. Congratulations. How many of you saw the moon dancing bear? Hello? How many of you saw the moon dancing bear? Did you all see it? How many of you saw it? You were not paying attention. Let me show you. Watch for the moon dancing bear, yeah?
The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Did you all see it now? How many of you didn't see it? Show of hands. Why didn't you all see it? Yeah, it's pretty obvious, right? You all were focusing on something else. Nothing wrong about that. But as you go around this gallery walk, you are thinking about, wow, that idea, I've done it before. You know what? It's on my flip chart paper too. Things gets in the way. So clear your mind and empty it because you are going to fill it up with as many new ideas as you can. And make sure, if this group says, you know what, I got this great idea, this is my aha, but they didn't say how they're going to implement it, can you all please ask them, stimulate them? Is that a deal? Okay, very good. So, presenters, by your flip chart stands, and teams, please start doing the merry-go-round. Come over here. Was that clear? So your team will go over here to listen to this presentation, your team will go over here to listen to their presentation, and over to here. I'll give you about 5 minutes to listen to this stuff. All right? Please enjoy yourself. Time starts now. like that. So why don't you do that?
So we'll do that, and we'll have each person make a
All right, thank you. Move on to the next table. By the way, don't forget to say thank you to the presenter. Yeah, so I tell you what, it will be at the end. So I'll tell you, I want to play the video now. I'll give a few seconds to lower the light. How's that? Yeah. It's okay. We can wait. What's the big deal? 5 seconds, we still can wait. No need half a second. I want to close with a video. I think this video will be very inspiring.
Okay.
I'm just going with the flow, like, you know, comes in here, it goes up there. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Priscilla. Yeah. No, in fact, you're going to wrap it up first. After this is the last one, right? Yeah. So you will, what are you going to say again? What difference are you going to make? Yeah. All right. So share it within your table, and then within your table, choose the most inspiring one.
Yeah, I'm going to put the books down so they don't know what the gift is.
Okay. Cool.
So we have a gift for the most inspiring.
I think so. Perfect. Here's a conversation with your boss. Are you a boss or are you a leader?
Yeah.
Thank you, Vikas. No, it's 4 o'clock. You better get them moving. It's harder to fall asleep, I notice, when you're standing up. And you know what? Let these guys do the work for you. You know, if I had time, I want to do the summary. I'm thinking, I'm like trying to summarize this stuff. That's stupid. I got 50 people here who are smarter. Let them summarize. That's what I would have done if I thought we had time. But, you know, I think we are doing pretty good for time. So we close it early. Oh, they seem to like Rajiv, some points that Rajiv made. Right up in bed, it's Q times A.
Was that his point?
Yeah.
Oh, so they got it up there as well.
Yeah, the other table too. I was shocked to see it. Yeah, I think the table too.
10%, 90%, 10%.
Well, it always helps when you're the last one to say something.
They got Q&A.
Yeah. That's such a GE thing. Steve, or rather a Steve Kerr thing.
Yeah.
So we grew up with the same guy.
Was Rajiv that? G
Now,
as well?
this is, Steve Kerr used this to explain change. You know?
Jack Campbell's got a similar one. That's response. He's also got a similar kind of one.
That's correct. Cool. No, great minds always think alike.
Yeah. There's a lot of great leaders bringing the same kind of work together, which is good. Because I was chatting to Jack about this, because like there's a trainers forum in India, and I was telling him about it. It's like 14,000 members. And he said that's phenomenal. And his whole thing is like the more people that do more training, that do transformation work, the better. Like it's not about, I don't care about me and my work and anything like that. Like Rajiv said, like the copyright thing, like feel free to copy. Jack was just like the more people that do this work, who are there to make a difference and make life better. Really generous.
It does.
Rather than, you can get some mindsets like, we want to keep hold of our thing and our advantage. And then competition. So it was just really generous about the more the better. And then you find that they're all in the same peer group, like it could be Stephen Kirby or Jack Canfield or Tony Robbins.
You should share the story. You should close this with that story. Shared knowledge. I like it very much. That's what idea exchange is all about, right?
It's all about that.
That's your vision.
And it's been inspiring. Coming into this, I was really uninspired by the HR community because it's been really frustrating. But just even having a small group of, the whole point, that's what yesterday I started off saying, even if it's 50, 60 of you that then have an impact on tens of thousands, that's the whole game.
Excuse me. So Priscilla, I want to debrief this exercise a bit and then hand it over to you for the question.
Yes.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yep, that's what I was planning, but thank you.
No, we're working for the first time, so I tend to
No,
over-communicate.
It's absolutely okay, really. No problem. I don't mind the piggybacking at all.
I'll piggyback off you anytime. Anytime.
Ditto. Thank you.
Okay. All right, okay, everyone, back to your seats. Don't forget to say thank you to your presenter. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let me do a quick debrief, yeah? Oh, that energy is still going. Can you all feel the buzz? Are you all feeling the buzz? And the buzz is still going. They just refuse. They are just ignoring me. I love it. Did you have a good time? Here's the question I asked. For all those of you who had the opportunity to walk around, did you pick up something useful? Something valuable? So, thank you so much for doing that. I want to ask a few questions. First of all, let me just say thank you to the presenters. No, presenters, you don't clap for yourself. I'm just joking. Well, I want to thank them especially because you were teaching. Weren't you teaching? You're teaching to 3 groups of people, sharing some thoughts. I absolutely agree. You see? Because you were not just teaching, right? What were you doing? Interacting, another word. Sharing. What were we sharing? Ideas, knowledge, actions. Where are the 4 presenters again? I know you, congratulations, and you. The very first time when you did it, how did it feel? Did you think you did a good job? Just getting the hang of this, and this Chinese guy from Kuala Lumpur is going like, no more time, go. Not that easy, but you were getting your thoughts together. Second time round, how did it feel like? Why? You made him practice. Listen to this 6-letter word. You made him practice. Let me tell you why. England, I know soccer is not a big deal here, but England will not win the next World Cup. And here's the reason why. It all boils down to one single individual. I think you know who she is. The Iron Lady. Everybody knows who the Iron Lady is? Absolutely, Margaret Thatcher. Here's the reason why Margaret Thatcher has given England no chance of winning the next World Cup. If you look at the research, if you really want to be world-class at anything, any of you have read, how many hours do you need? 10,000 hours, right? 10,000 hours. So if you, theoretically speaking, want to be able to swim from India to wherever, 5,000 miles away, theoretically speaking, you can do it if you put in the 10,000 hours. If you want your baby boy or your baby girl to become a world-class concert pianist, what do you need to do? Practice 10,000 hours. Here's the problem. Which child practice 10,000 hours? That's our challenge, right? How do we get someone to practice at least, if not 10,000 hours, but long enough to be great at what they are doing? That's one of our challenges. But here's the thing. Very often, we try it once, we try it twice, and if it's not working, guess what happens? Pardon? Yeah, we just drop it. And sometimes, what else do we say, aside from dropping it? There you go. What else do we say? Yeah. And by the way, it's all the tools' fault, right? It's the bloody tools, or it's the bloody trainer, and it's all the other good stuff. But it's never our fault. I'm not meant for it. I like that. So that's why it's so challenging to be HR, and at the same time, so noble and so rewarding. What's our job? We want to make people great at what they are doing. Whether they are a leader or they're a janitor, it doesn't really matter. We work out a whole variety of systems and processes and so on. And that's our job. I want to go back to the presenters again. As you were presenting, did you notice your voice tone change? Was there a bit more excitement in your voice? Was there a bit more clarity in what you were trying to convey? It's all about practice. So when you come out of this stuff, and there are new stuff that you are going to try, don't give up, because you need to model this stuff. A final point I want to make about the presenters again, I love the presenters. Don't you all feel a bit deprived? Don't you all feel a bit deprived? What did the rest get that you didn't? What did the rest get that you didn't, the presenters? What did the rest get that you didn't? Well, opportunity to learn, right? Well, first of all, let me just say, when you teach, you are also learning. I bet you there was an interaction, there was a sharing of knowledge, so that's great. But you really didn't hear from the rest. So here's what I want you all to do. You all need to set this right. Can you all please share with the presenters what you have picked up, the nuggets, not everything, but the key nuggets. Share your presenter right now. You've got 3 minutes to do this. Good luck. Enjoy yourself. Over to you. Got this. Okay. moderator. Remember when you got your brand new car? Mind's eye, the third eye. Absolutely. Talk about picking the wrong person to ask that question. What was the odds? Like, I'm going to buy the lottery ticket. I bet you I'll get first prize. But you're still a good person to have company with.
Take about 30 more seconds. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. We're nearing the end of the Congress. So I have a challenge for all of you. Just a couple more things to do yet today. Here's the challenge. Each one of you at your tables is going to answer this question. What will you do differently tomorrow based on what you've learned yesterday and today? What will you do differently tomorrow based on what you learned yesterday and today? What action, how will you implement it, such as that? I'm going to sweeten the pot for you just a little bit, however. So, your group will evaluate you in terms of, is this a powerful thing this person is saying? So the most significant contribution that any one individual brings in your commitment circle here, because you're each in a commitment circle, that individual will get a prize.
I will motivate the followers to the maximum extent.
You'll motivate the followers to the maximum extent. understand. Thank you for your contribution there. Okay, questions about that? Everyone understand? Okay, this is a very powerful question. Works in all kinds of circumstances. I hope you'll use it moving forward as well. Question? Are we ready? All right, so each take a turn. Answer this question. What will you do differently tomorrow based on what you've learned here at the 2012 HR Leadership Congress? All right, go ahead. Take about 2 minutes each for this. Can you do it? Who's not up to that? Has everyone come up with something? Have you shared it with your circles, your commitment circles? Each table is a commitment circle. You're making a commitment to actually do this. This is not something you're just saying, okay, my goodness, I'll do more of this. Okay? You're making a commitment to go back to your offices and actually start this. Who needs more time? Show of hands. Everybody ready? So you've all shared it with one another? Okay, now I want each commitment circle to choose the person with the most significant contribution. Who in the circle, in your opinion as a group, has the most significant thing that they're going to be sharing when they get back to their offices? What kind of an impact will this make? Who amongst you deserves that prize? When you've chosen that person, everybody at the group put their hands up. Thirty seconds. Which group has chosen? Have you chosen someone yet? You're the person they've chosen to get the award? I need a name. I need a name. Come on, come on. You win the prize. Yeah, no, I'm saying, as your group decided, you win the prize. Okay. So who's going to get the prize? Great, thank you. Who amongst you is going to get the prize here? Okay, quickly. Okay, I'm giving you 30 more seconds, and that's it. That's got to be it, okay? If you don't choose, I'll take the surprises back. So, who at this table did this? Can I get your attention, please? Hello? Hello? Excuse me?
Okay.
Excuse me? Okay.
Of course.
Who at this table? Who at this table has this group decided gets the prize? Excuse me? Can I get your attention, please? Who at this table gets the prize for having the most significant? You're not going to do that one. Earlier they decided you. Please, will you share, please, what you're going to do differently when you get back to the office? Let me get the audience's attention, please. Okay, so if you'll be really quiet, we'll hear what this burning contribution is.
Well, there is one thought which I have really imbibed in these 2 days program, that is sensitivity of the Gen X, the significance of Gen X which is coming into our work stream, and the kind of value those people they bring, the kind of traits, the kind of practices, what actually makes them tick, their hot buttons and other things. And I think it's going to be very significant. From tomorrow, I'm going to look at Gen Y into a with a very different perspective, which is more positive. And I'm going to be, sensitive enough, to deal with those folks in a way which brings my organization a much better value and results. Thank you.
That's a great one. That's really good. And so you're going to look at the contributions of Gen Y and see how you can implement that and blend that across your organization. Wonderful. Love it. Okay, who's next? Let's go over here to this group.
What I thought is, when I go back to work, I'm going to get my team together and ask them to share their dream with me of what they think of HR and how they would like to, if they were the boss, how would they like to run the HR. I'll step back, I'll give them for 1 month an opportunity to run all the processes. I'm willing to take the risk of, if it falls on its face, that I would like them to achieve that. A lot of tentativeness, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to just listen. If they ask me for help, I won't tell them, but I'll walk along with them, but I'll hold myself back and my thoughts and let them do it.
Very nice. And one of the teams was struggling to find out ways to implement followership. That's a great way. That's a really good way. Thank you. Super. How about this group? Who did you choose?
One of the things that came out for me was firstly at the organizational level, which may require me to pull big levers, but more to begin with for my team, we must establish commonality of purpose. Why are we here? What is it that we are required to do? Which would help me not micromanage people. I will not have to tell them that this is what you need to do on a daily basis. If we establish that commonality of purpose, it will be wonderful. It will make us move towards one direction. And the second thing was also I lead a team of people who are very young. And I know in myself, a couple of points that were put up on the board I think were just absolutely meant for me in terms of, not to be upset. If the meeting was supposed to start at 9 and the guy turned up at 9:15, doesn't mean he doesn't respect me. He just needs a little more flexibility. Or people take phone calls or, work on the laptop while the meeting is on. I get a little old school of thought, get irritated. I'm going to give people more space. Take it easy. You want to do this, it's okay. And also perhaps, not perhaps, I have to communicate more with the team to build up a more bottoms-up approach as to how we are going to build a people strategy, because they talk to people a lot more. I only speak to business heads. They speak to the people at the middle level. They speak to people at the ground level. I'm sure I'm going to get good insights from them as to what we are required to do as a team to build up a bottoms-up approach. So 2, 3 very simple things there.
So hearing lots of stuff about Gen Y implementation and communication across teams and empowering people and really engaging people in conversations so that we get their input in the decision-making process too. And as leaders, we don't have to have a hat on all the time. What do we have subject matter experts for, right? Are we not supposed to delegate? Are we not supposed to groom people? Is it not our job as a leader to leave a legacy of other leaders? Shouldn't that be our number one responsibility, to develop others? Yes, so I'm hearing a lot of that. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least is this group. And who did we choose?
Okay, we discussed about a couple of ideas, and one of the ideas that we focused on was basically aligning ourselves with the business. So where we always think of ourselves from the HR perspective, leaving the business aside and aligning all these strategies that we want to implement from the HR perspective, the idea was to shift to the business side, understand what they expect out of us so that it really works out for them. And so that it just doesn't happen as a tick in the box for us, but it is something which will really work as a strategy, and we're able to see some results come out of it.
I'm really liking that too. Yes, applause for everybody who contributed. You're talking about partnerships. You're talking about partnerships, building relationships, collaboration, certainly key. We can't operate as HR alone. We can't just be a silo. We don't have all the answers. We have to work within the organization to find out who the other key players are to make these things happen. Okay? So I'm hearing it a lot from all of you. David, I'm going to ask you to pass out the prizes, if you would, please. And then David has a movie for us also. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. It must have been very difficult to choose just one person. The rest of you, you can all help yourself to the bottles of water that are on the table and the candy. I apologize that we don't have much for everybody. Thank you.
Well, if I may say, this is a good stuff, all right? If you buy it from flipkart.com, you get a soft copy. But since you are here and you are special, you get a hardcover version. All right, so who's the lucky lady? And there's something about women. So who's the better leader? Man or woman? See, where are all the men? You all are like mouses now. You know what? That's a debate you don't want to win.
Actually, I do want to answer that one. As a woman, I got to tell you that it takes both. It absolutely takes both men and women. There's a balance in running an organization. Women are not better, men are not better. Each makes a contribution in their own way. So that, in my opinion, however humble it may sound, that is the answer.
I think as human beings, we both have a yin and yang, that is the male and the female part of it. It's just that socialization and culturalization makes women become, develop the part of nurturant more, and the guys, the assertive part. And in India, if you are a tomboy, you're looked up. So girls develop both the boys and the male and the female angle very well, because as a tomboy, you're given a feather in your cap. The boys, if they cry, they say, "Are you sissy?" Okay, so they're not allowed to develop that. So at least we can't change what has happened to us, but our children, require both to be nurtured. Yeah, especially our boys. And I say this to everyone: I'm incomplete if I don't have men in my life. Okay, because with that, I am complete. Yeah, so that's what I want to say. Leaders are not men and women.
Well, there were a few themes that cut across as we heard some people want to take actions and, sensitize. Sensitive, not sanitize. Gen X, Gen Y, talking to your people, making that connection, using your people as your funnel to look at the world through their lenses. Great stuff. It really is. And it's all about taking one small step forward, right? The worst thing you can do is do nothing. Nothing. Nothing never changes the world. I will say this. Be careful about causing inadvertent divides. I don't think it's about Gen Y, because you start being sensitive to Gen Y. How about Gen X? How about baby boomers like me? I'm valuable. Please love me. I need your love. And I'm sure you're aware of that. Just take note of that. About an hour and a half ago, one of you here, and I won't mention the name because I didn't ask the person's permission, told me such an inspiring and touching story. It inspires me to tell you a little bit about a story about me too, and why I got into this noble profession, what we want to call growing people. When I was young, and that was many, many years ago, I was in college, and I gave tuition on the side. The idea is to earn some money. Not because I want to help other students, I just wanted money. I wanted to go out dates. I wanted to buy a new shirt. That was it. One of my students was this young man called, a 10-year-old boy. His name is Ishiong. Ishiong came from a single-parent family. Mother worked 2 jobs, never had enough food on the table, just struggled to make ends meet. And about twice a week, I would go to his home to give tuition. Whenever, to get to his home, I walk. And it's in Singapore, and it can get really hot. So I am sweating profusely. But every time when I make it there, that mother would always have a bottle of soda waiting for me, ice cold. I felt pretty good. One time, though, as I was walking to the house, the mom was going out. She was going to work. And she said, "David, can you help yourself?" I said, "Sure." I walked over to the fridge, small fridge. When I opened the door, the first thing that struck me was how empty it was. There wasn't bread or dosa and meat and mutton and fish. It was so empty. See, a bit of margarine. In Singapore, we got a black sauce, a couple of eggs, not a dozen eggs, a couple of eggs. And in the middle of that fridge, was that single bottle of soda. That bottle of soda now has different meaning for me. Why do you think the mother bought that bottle of soda for me? That impoverished lady sacrificed so much to pay for my tuition fees and make sure I always have a single bottle of soda. Why do you think she did it? Well, it could be that, how important I was. I like to think that's one of the reasons. What other reasons would motivate her to do it? Her son. Her dreams for her son. Her dreams for her son, right? She's a dream maker. She wants a better future for her son. Someone smart asked, who is better, woman or man as leaders? I'll tell you what the answer is. It's women, because women are mothers. You tell me, what does it take to be a mother? Are those not the qualities that we look out for leaders? The sacrifice, the desire for common good, the creation of a better future? That's what she was doing. I learned so much from Iseong and his mom. I was supposed to be the teacher, but instead, they taught me a lesson. They taught me that we, in our humble roles, can also help make dreams come true. And ever since, like Priscilla, I've always been in this area. It doesn't pay the most. It's not the most glamorous, but it gives you happiness. I think Pravin talks about, a calling. So I hope you'll find your calling too. I wanted to show you, at least by end, before Priscilla closed this, a little video, how many of you recognize this name, Susan Boyle? How many of you know Susan Boyle? Well, for those of you who don't know her, Susan Boyle is this ordinary woman who had a dream of becoming a superstar, a singing sensation. I'm going to play this video now. It's in the setting of this talent contest. You know, like American Idol? They got this UK Got Talent. So she entered this competition. So this is her premiere, her debut. So as you watch the video, pay a special attention to the conversation she had with one of the judges called Simon Cowell. And take also a look at the reaction of the audience when she shared with them what her dream was. Okay. Please enjoy this. Could we lower the lights? And we need the volume too, so could you just watch out for it, whether it's loud enough? Wait, let's get the lights. Is the lights down? Okay.
Hi, what's your name, darling?
My name is Susan Boyle.
Okay, Susan, and where are you from?
I am from Blackburn near Bathgate, West Lothian.
It's a big town.
It's a sort of collection of villages. Had to think there.
And how old are you, Susan?
I am 47. And that's just one side of me.
Okay, what's the dream?
I'm trying to be a professional singer.
And why hasn't it worked out so far, Susan?
I've never been given the chance before, but here's hoping it'll change.
Okay, and who would you like to be as successful as?
Elaine Page.
Elaine
something like
Page.
that.
What are you going to sing tonight?
I'm going to sing I Dreamed a Dream from The Miserables.
Okay. Big song.
Yeah? Yes.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
You didn't expect that, did you? Did you? No.
I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that love would be forever. I was young and unafraid. When dreams were made and used and wasted.
Susan Peers.
Without a doubt, that was the biggest surprise I have had in 3 years on this show. When you stood there with that cheeky grin and said, I want to be like Elaine Page, everyone was laughing at you. No one is laughing now. That was stunning, an incredible performance. Amazing. I'm reeling from shock about you two, but
I am so thrilled because I know that everybody was against you. I honestly think that we were all being very cynical, and I think that's the biggest wake-up call ever. And I just want to say that it was a complete privilege listening to that. It was brilliant.
Susan, I knew the minute you walked out on that stage that we were going to hear something extraordinary, and I was right.
Not a lot of touch.
Susan, you are a little tiger, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know about that.
You
I don't know
are.
about that.
Okay, moment of truth. Here's yes or no.
The biggest yes I have ever given anybody.
Amanda?
Yes, definitely. Brilliant.
Susan Boyle, you can go back to the village with your head held high. It's 3 yeses.
How many of you were touched by the video? Why? What touched you? What else? I agree. Could not agree more. So, Susan Boyle, yes, sir. I could not agree more. You know, just to let you know, about 3 years before this competition, Susan Boyle actually entered for a local competition, a much smaller one, regional. And in that particular event, the host of that competition made fun of her, made fun of her looks, made fun of her weight, made fun of a lot of stupid things. And she vowed she would never go back on stage because the humiliation and the torment was too much for her. But 2 persons changed her view. Her singing coach, who believed in her talent, and her mother, who believed in Susan as a human being. They persuaded her to go back on stage. You know, you said it very nicely. There are so many reasons why we are touched. But the big question we have to ask ourselves is, are there Susan Boyles in our own organization? And here's the bigger action. Action. What are you going to do about it? Thank you. So over to the chairperson who will close the session for us.
Okay, so lots of insights, some great conversations. Very appreciative of you allowing me to help contribute in some small way, and certainly I take a lot of lessons back with me to share with wherever I go next. So I want to thank you all personally for being here. And David, thank you for your contribution this last session as well. Vikas, I think you have some closing remarks for us. Thank you.